Now I like this. The minute I saw it, I liked it because it's great all round. It's an Epiphone Special II, part of the Gibson family, and it's 2017, and it needs some TLC and love, but I do think this is a great Les Paul starter, still selling for 200, 250 at this age, but it's got all the Gibson hallmarks of quality on it, even though it's Epiphone. And it says on the back, "Performance is our passion, a part of the Gibson family of brands. And it's got a nice little serial number on it, which says 2017 in March, made in China. But c'est la vie, it looks good to me and it plays well. It's not as heavy as the normal Gibson, but it actually feels like a better player than a Gibson Les Paul, because Gibson Les Paul weighs twice this. But I'm interested in seeing how we get on with this, because I think it's going to be a lovely little guitar. I'm going to replace some of those screws, maybe make them black and stuff like that to bring this place up. But I'm interested in having a look at this. I think having a brief look at the strings are very old, need to be replaced. But having a brief look at it, I think the neck may need some adjustment. But we'll have a look at it and we'll get dug into it now. But I'm already liking this, love. Okay, first things first, let's have a little listen to the electronics to see what we got. Could do with a bit of cleaning, Okay. Whoa, that's loud. Sounds good to me. Electronics are fine. Knobs are okay. Tone control's okay. Plastic's still on the casino chip, and the plastic's still on the top head. That's brilliant sign. No, there's no rust there. No, it's just the screws look rusty. I'll replace them. Oh no, that's pretty good. So let's get the strings off now. And we'll clean that up. Let's clean it up now, because I just happen to have a little bit of, no, I don't have the right size. You know, there's a little bit of a crack there. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit of crack around the edges of the, but that's a minor thing. So, right, okay, can switch the amp off and let's get the strings off. Oh, tell you what, not yet. Don't rush it, Austin, don't rush it. Strings are in terrible shape. Let's check the neck. 50% chance and I still get it wrong. Was that it? Yeah. Yes, there's a little bit of a, actually I'm surprised because I thought it was an overbow. I would say that the underbow, and I thought it was an overbow. Way am I cracking up my, let's just see what we got in the way of a, not massive, but it's got a bit of an underbow. No, it's more than that. Alright, it's that, whatever that is. Yeah, that's 20 millimeters. So I'd say it's about 18 millimeters. So it needs a little bit of a up the top. And 18 millimeters is more than I thought. Let me look at it again. Yeah, well, maybe. Now have to check the strings. So speed up now and I'll get the strings off. Epiphone, it says on it. Epiphone. They're not shy about calling out there. It's been well played. There's lots of the frets are going to need a little bit of work too. So let's get the neck straight. I want to peel the plastic off and let the owner do that. Let me just check to see if I have. Nope. Oh, I do. Right, okay. My goodness, that little touch. My goodness, quarter of a turn brought that neck dead straight. Actually, just a little bit too high. Well, some fierce neck adjustment, isn't it? Yeah, an eighth of a turn made it back to. It was just a little bit low there. That's a fierce one. Lots of work needing to be done there to get these frets back to normal. So going to need leveling as well, so let's just check the level. Okay, we've got a little bit of work to do there. Not a great deal. Georgie girl's sleeping upstairs. I'm pleased to say she's nice and relaxed. I forgot to put the heat on this morning, and I couldn't find her, and she was inside my bed under my blankets, so she must have been cold, poor child. Yeah, somebody raised the nut. It actually needs to be lowered. Tried a little experiment there. I just thought, why have I got that on the fret? Because the steel wool will only polish, and it'll just polish off some of the dirt there. So I thought, okay, let's just try it. Let's take it a step further. Let's polish the fretboard as well to see what happens. And it looks okay to me. So I'm going to give it a wash now. Okay. Put that tissue just there. And I think I'm going to use crimson on it, because I want a little bit of a sheen on it. Sheen. Crimson guitar finishing oil polish for raw wood. Not for painted bodies or anything like that there. It doesn't work on paint, but it does a good job on naked wood. And the fretboard is naked. And the way to do it, and I'll just repeat myself just in case somebody's watching for the first time, the Crimson Guitar Finishing Oil, which I wish I was sponsored for. You put it on the fretboard and rub it in, and then you wait 10 minutes, and then you rub as much of it as you can off. You don't wait any longer than 10, 15 or 20 minutes, because the longer you leave it, the more solid it'll go, and you won't be able to rub it off, and it might leave a sticky substance on top. So you put it on like that first, then you wait 10 minutes and come and take as much off as you can, and then you can put another coat on if you want once you've taken off the first coat. But look at how nice that's going to look whenever it's finished, eh? So I'm going to leave that now for a little while and come back, take that off, and come back whenever it's ready for the second coat. Okay, speed it up and get this off. You can put as many coats of this as you like on. It'll actually go into sort of a glossy color, but it won't be like hard gloss, but it'll give you a fairly good sheen. But I'm only going to put 2 on this. And the next job then is clean the body, clean the head. I'll do that on camera later. Just look at that honey child fretboard. Got the perfect sheen on it, And the frets are looking gorgeous. Gorgeous. Need to do the head and everything clean now. Okay, just going to clean this. But after this, the rest is all cleaning. And I'm going to speed through it. I'll record it, but it'll be at 40 times the normal speed because it's just cleaning. And then when I go to do the setup, the strings, etc., I'll do that. Maybe it's slightly normal speed. But if I find anything interesting, which I hope I don't find, then I'll slow it down. That's the you just see little bits of rust on that. That's what was causing the problems with the electrics. The plug's okay. I better prove that, shouldn't I? I better prove that. Rolled up sandpaper in through, let it expand, and just do this, making sure you're touching the sides of the outside of the jack. Don't use too fierce sandpaper because you might end up with scores in it. Not that it'll matter much, but I don't think it'll matter at all, actually. No, that looks pretty clean now. Let's just test it. Make sure I'm not opening my mouth. Yeah, look at that. Perfect. Okay. It's got good connection. Alright, the rest is going to be cleaning. I'll speed through it massively. I was going to replace those screws, but I don't have the right screws for it. I have black screws, but they're too big. Slightly too big, and I'm afraid of splitting the sides of the plastic. So I'm going to clean up the screws that are rusted. This must have been sitting a long time. And I'm using, what am I using? 1000 just to get the rust off. And you'll not notice a difference, love. You'll not notice a difference. Why it's just on that side, I don't know. But there you go. I've unscrewed the screws a little bit, just to make them rise up. Rise up! Rise up! Those are sanding sticks with sandpaper on the end, just to go through a couple of them there. Right, now. Let's see if lemon oil will clean the body. Albert, take that plastic off, it looks awful. And the plastic off that, I'm not going to do it because I'll give you the pleasure, but take the plastic off that and that will look 10 times better. I would love to do it, but I think people like to take the plastic off these, the plastic covers off these things. So I'll give Albert that pleasure. Next time I'm down to visit you, I want to see that gone. Right, okay, that looks lovely now. I think what I will do, there's some scratch marks there from people doing, I'm just going to try to take a few of them away with polish. Let's just see. I do like the look of this guitar. It's a nice guitar. Let's just see if I can get some of those pick scratch marks away. What this does, this polish, it's a very, very fine grit, and it takes off a tiny bit of the gloss on the top, and it removes the scratch marks. You can use it on the car too. I actually think it is a car polish. Oh, got some more on. You can actually use it instead of lemon oil. I use lemon oil because I like lemon oil, but you can use this to clean your guitar. Right, I don't know whether you see any difference, but the scratch marks, actually they're gone. I'm very impressed. Actually, I'm so impressed, I'm going to do a bit there too. There is a scratch there, which I'm going to try to take away. It's right beside the... I don't think I'm going to be successful at it, but I'm going to try. There's a scratch right there. You see it right there? I'm going to try to take as much of that out of the way as I can. I may not succeed, but let's see what we can do. Because I don't want to. I think the serial number is under the gloss, so I should be safe enough, but I don't want to take a chance. I'm going to not go near the serial number. It could be not under the gloss. Aye. Oh, I like it. That worked very well, actually. But let me just do a little bit of the corner. Oh, actually, no, it's okay. Let me just do the corner now, I think. Yeah, it's pretty good. And a little bit up there and there. Being set against a wall somewhere. And just caused a minor scratch. No, look at that. Look at that. Look at that. That scratch is gone. Like it, like it, like it. And there's just a couple of dots there. I don't know what they are. Can you see those couple of dots? I'm going to push my luck and see if I can get rid of them. It hasn't got rid of the dots, but they're almost invisible now, but they're not got rid of, just there. So you can't see them. Right. Clean the back. It's just a clean, and I'll come back to you when I'm doing the strings and everything. Nice and shiny. I had to put that there to keep the focus because focusing on black's nothing. There's a little chunk here that I'm going to try to fix, and all I is going to do is put some black coloring on it. You know, you could do me a favor. I understand that if you, what do you call it? I don't care if you like or dislike. Either one helps the algorithms. But it'd be nice if you subscribed. I don't know why. I don't know why I'm asking people to subscribe. Why do I want people to subscribe? They'll subscribe if they like it. Forget that. Don't subscribe if you don't want to. Don't tell your viewing audience to do anything. They'll do it if they want to. Enough people on this planet telling us what to do. Don't start me on that. Don't start me on that. Right, okay, I'm just going to put a little bit of, it's actually metal lacquer, but it makes no difference, metal lacquer or not. When that dries, I'll give it a half an hour to dry, maybe longer. I think what I'll do is, I'll have my lunch and then I'll go and pick up some stuff and then I'll come back and do this. Well, one has moved the camera and the lighting about a bit. And one has put the strings on and cleaned up the guitar a bit. Now one is going to set the action, which is what this guitar is in for. Because the owner found it very sore on his fingers to play after a while. And rightly so, because, just move that away there. It was high here. Now that little strip of paper didn't do any good, it just made it higher. So I have to take this step by step to find out what the problem is. Because if I lower the nut too much, you may find that it still can come down a bit. And the action there is excellent. So I think I'm safe enough to start bringing the nut down. Okay. Come back to you in a second. There's a little black cat coming up the nosy. What are you at? What are you trying to steal? Oh, guitar strings. Okay. Now, I'm trying to get you right up into the action, but I'm not going to bore you with the whole thing, but I need to bring that down a bit. Just a bit. Now, we have a PVC nut. They're pretty good. They're not the worst. A bone is always preferential, but the saws are Japan made, and these are the ones that are expensive, but you can get them in a more expensive fashion by getting a handle on them. Why? So I'm going to bring this down a bit, and then I'm going to speed through the rest as I bring them down. And the way to do that, is I press that down as if I'm pressing the tuner, and just keep checking it until it's where I want it to be. Because I'm the boss. Ah! I got an angle on it there to try to get the intonation point deeper, so that the intonation point is closer to the, although I don't think it'll matter too much. That's not bad. Is that the fattest one? It is the fattest one, but it's coming down. That PVC is hard, I tell you. And then I'm going to speed through the rest. No, I still want more. Is that fat enough? Is that fat enough? Let me just check. I'm going to just check with my triangle file just to make sure that that string's going in. I should only have to do this with the E string. Let me just make sure. This is my new setup. That's the camera pointing right above the, yeah, everything's working fine. That's the camera pointing directly, would be there, but I can now put in my, I don't know how to, but I can put in my other little bit of camera, you know, when I'm using the iPhone. I can put that down below it now. Let me just check it. No, still more. Makes me wonder why they put a shim underneath it. Okay. Best to just take your time over it, because once you make a mistake, then there's no going back. And that's perfect. To me, that's perfect. See that? That's hardly touching it. Okay. And we'll worry about the rest of the neck later on. It's a bit tight. So I'm going to do that on all 6 strings, and I'm going to speed through it on both cameras. Perfect. Now I'm going to get this up in tune and then let you see it close up. As if you haven't seen it close up already, I'm going to get this part set down at the bottom. Now that's it up to tune. And I'm just going to check for any buzzing. Oh, that sounds pretty good. And it's close to tune as well. Well, I'm pleased with that. Now the dangers of bringing this down is that you bring it down as low as you possibly can, and then somebody comes along and plays trash guitar on it and they say, "What's buzzing?" Because I'm bashing it. Yeah. Now, let me just tell you something. That action down there looks, let me just see. Right. Less than 2 millimeters. That sounds too much, but that's brilliant. That's the lowest I've ever got a guitar. Less than 2 millimeters. Look at that. Well, let's see how it plays, and I'll play you a little tune after I put that head thing on. All right. And Albert, don't forget Albert. Albert, take off that, right? Take that plastic off. There you are. Epiphone, mahogany body, a laurel neck with rosewood on it, PVC nut, and it's a really nice guitar to play. Let me just put my other glasses on so I can see you at the other end of this. And I think it's the perfect weight. You know the way the Gibsons are really, you know, you have to be 10 years old to carry it to get the strength. But this is lovely. It's a bridge, is a LockTone Tune-o-matic. The tailpiece is a LockTone stop bar, and the neck pickup is a 650 humbucker, 650R, and that's a 700T humbucker. Now, a lot of people say it's a very warm sounding guitar, and boy is it warm sounding. But does that matter when you've got an amplifier with every tone control you can want on it, and you can change the tone to what you want? Now I'm just going to check it because I've stretched the strings, I pulled them all out and stretched them and tuned them, but they will take a few tunes to get them right in. So let me just check the tuning. Now, there you go, that's it in tune. It just feels so good, and let me just move back a bit, let you see a bit more of it instead of just what I let you to see. Let me just move this back a bit. Let me just see, that's better, yeah. Listen to the tone of it. And this is a flat amplifier. How rich that is. That's middle tone too. Wait till you hear it in the bass tone with this pickup down here. Now let's put it up to the treble tone. It was me. So it really is a lovely player. Tones all working lovely and everything, and I haven't touched them, but they're cleaned up, and I lubricated them. Let me just check how the toning. The one thing that some people did complain about, these tuners went out of tune if you're bending the strings a lot. Well, I've tightened them up, so they should be okay. Let me check the tuning. I love this little guitar. I actually like the look of it too. It's called Sunburst, but I don't think it's Sunburst. It's more painted yellow. But it's mahogany neck, and it's working well. And it says here, performance is our passion. That's what you want in your girlfriend, isn't it? That's middle tone again. So I'm going to see what my favorite chord is and say goodbye to you. Okay, let's just, I'm not going to tune it again. Let's have a listen. Let's listen to those three. Now, this is bass now. Okay. And now we'll try with treble. That's the all three tones. Okay, it's going back to Albert and Lorraine, and I'll have the video up, I hope, very shortly. Okay, don't call me shortly. Bye-bye. 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 Bye.